What's your thought on tag teams and stables? And who would you rank as being one of the best tag teams or stables?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's from Mark underscore Matters.
Mark matters.
Mark
Mark, you
Matters.
matter. We all matter. Wow. So how's my nation? Domination. We all matter.
We all matter.
Or fair trade. Tag teams are like a marriage. Um, I was just listening to a tag team cry to me the other day. I'm not going to mention their names from California, but like one guy's upset that the other guy steals his promo time or takes his joke in the back or something. Like,
Takes his joke.
yeah, what was the joke? It was a guy dressed like Roddy Piper, but it was his.
But they're a team.
He wanted to say, "Oh, you're more like Roddy Wiper because your gears the shits" or something like you dress the shits as like Roddy Wiper instead of Piper. I don't know, but so tag teams are like a marriage. You can love each other, but you can want to kill each other. We got to coexist. So they can be really hard. They can be difficult to last over time. The Rock and Roll Express is a great example of a perfect tag team. And lasting over time, and they just complement each other. Ricky is a tremendous seller, Ricky Morton, and Robert comes in with that. He's a little bit bigger with it, like the Fist of Fury. Not a super fancy comeback or nothing, but the comeback has the energy of boom, boom, thumping. There's just a good balance of a tag team. Ricky's flamboyant, so Robert's more manly. Not that Ricky's not manly, but he's just more. He's got the blonde hair and he's the.
Yeah.
He cuts the promo. Ricky cuts the promo. Robert goes, "Tell him, Rick," something like always one liners. So it's just a really good balance. So you got to find a good balance. I think Rock and Roll Express would be a great tag team. I don't think they were stable, but uh, definitely the Rock and Roll Express for an example of what a good tag team is and a perfect tag team. Then the Brainbusters, Tully and Arm were a good tag team too, really good. And the Heavenly Bodies were a great tag team. Heavenly Bodies, really good tag team. The Malenko Brothers, another great tag team.
So many to choose from.
Well, yeah, so many, but not really. When you think about how many wrestlers have come along the pike and how many down, you just Demolition. They still get along great today.
Yeah.
Axer and Smasher, great guys. Never hear them a crossword between each other. Always complimentary each other. In the ring, another tag team. They're 35 years of Demolition. This is their 35th year right now. It's Demolition.
Crazy.
So 35 years. That's as Demolition. Not to mention the 35 years probably before they had in wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, Bill Eadie, the Mass Superstar. He did stuff and he came out as Demolition. But they both have a long time, a lot more than 35 years in the business. So there's a lot of cool and different tag teams as the Road Warriors, but they were like they were great visually, but did they get along maybe at first, but towards the end when it became bigger companies and more politics involved, and then the two personalities clashed. You had Hawk, who was a partier, and this, and then Animal, who had his other vices in different ways, not so much in partying and doing drugs or anything like that, but then they clashed a lot, and but they were still brothers. But they fought a lot. There's a lot of tag teams too. I guess tag teams probably all fight a lot like family, just whether you see it in public or not, or they air it out in dirty laundry. So as far as factions, what's up?
Did you tend to be like that with the tag teams you were
I
in?
hate. I love tag teams, but I don't like being married.
You don't like being married?
Not in tag teams, no.
In tag teams, okay.
Yeah, because you're responsible for your part. You take the heat he gets. If he's an asshole, you get the asshole heat back. They might be like, "Oh, Dave, you're cool, but
this guy.
But I'm gonna bury y'all's gimmick." Like one time, oh my goodness, oh man, we were at the Blackhearts. So for this example, one time it's the Blackhearts, working for UWF. Herb Abrams UWF. The Herb Abrams, probably the younger generation probably only knows from the Dark Side of the Ring and stuff like that. Well, he was doing a double shot. One was in Florida at the War Memorial, and then they Palmetto Civic Center, Manatee Civic Center the next day, Manatee over in Palmetto, Florida, which was a pay-per-view called Beach Brawl. So we had Brady Boone and somebody the night before here in Fort Lauderdale, and so we had the black mask and dressed similar, but I was a little heavier. Tom was Apocalypse was, he was taller, like by a foot. He was 6'3", a little bit leaner, a little bit better build than me. Wore an Olympic top. I wore a regular butcher. But in the heat of action, it's really hard to tell us apart when we're switching because the masks have no face and we moved a lot alike in some ways. In some ways, very different. But to be fair, you can mix them up. And went in there and Apocalypse went in there and he did some no soul Brady Boone, who I think might have been Firecat at the time. Maybe it was called Firecat or Battlecat. I'm not sure which one, but he no sold some of his stuff and then gave him a couple like really random legit kicks, stiff kicks, and then tagged me in. When he tagged me in, I came in there and then, like, Brady was like in the middle of some kind of rage. I don't know what you want to call it, but it was a rage. Goes around, he does a roundhouse kicks me in the stomach. And I had to take Brady down. I go, you got the wrong black card. Oh no, just stuff like that would go though. But you had to answer. The heat came together, So if your partner was a jerk and did asshole things or went out and did stupid things, talked about people or ratted people out or stooge people off to the office, you got heat as a team usually, even if they know it wasn't you per se, your team collectively got the heat and it would affect the booking of you or what people wanted to do with you in matches and stuff like that. But so we get to the back after all that and Brady's just so mad. He has his mask off and they have these wooden chairs and Brady was just like screaming at Apocalypse there, the other black card, my partner, and he takes this wooden chair and you think he's gonna hit him with it, but no, he just starts beating himself in the head. Brady's like wah blah blah and this chair's like splintering. Brady's bleeding all over going, I'll bury your effing gimmick tomorrow night on the pay-per-view, I'll knock you out and blah blah blah. And I had to go over there and cool Brady down, cool him aside, listen, and then I had to spend an hour politicking and calming him down to be able to get through, which was a terrible pay-per-view match the next day anyways because we sucked. But we just didn't have experience. We had really cool moves and a really cool gimmick, but no concept on how to get the best out of everything and out of our own character. It was just being young, green, stupid, a little bit of a big heads. Even though when you look back on the tapes, you go, there's no reason you should have had a big head. You're terrible. But the gimmick was cool. We had some cool moves, but the execution of our moves were poor because most people didn't want to work with us because if they're getting pounded on and kicked in the wrong places, kind of harder than they should be getting kicked, you're going to get an attitude and your trust is going to go away and you're not going to want to take anything cool. So tag teams can be really, really complicated. That's why I could do tags in my sleep. Tags, I don't want to say they're easy. There's nothing easy about wrestling, but tags were enjoyable when you have harmony and things are clicking. It's like a night off. You got the best seat in the house to watch a show, whether you're selling or you're on the offense, or you're out cheerleading on the apron, or whatever your situation is in that match. It's really can be really fun and exciting and cool if things are clicking on all cylinders. But if you have a little rift in your marriage that day, a tag team or other teams got a little bit of a rift with you because they're not liking what's going on, it can be hectic. And then in a tag match, there's not just 4 people, there's 5 with the referee. So everybody's got to be on point but want to work with each other, or it's just a nightmare. But I do love tag team wrestling. Would
you go back to the Black Arts?
Oh, there's rumors on. I just don't know if my body will handle up. But there's talks. There's talks of it.
Okay.
I'd have to go to a full bodysuit though with all the tattoos because I don't think I can find anybody that is going to match me. Because the deal of the Black Arts, it was you couldn't tell them apart. Literally, you would roll out and switch places and roll back in, So somebody hit you. If you had a manager, it pulled the referee. the other black card or the other
comes in,
switches, you roll,
Yeah.
you know, you switch, you come in, and then that was kind of cool, and it went over well in Japan like that and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it could be.
you'd have
I was getting my back better. Like I said, I'm going for stem cells and integrated pain management tomorrow on Thursday. But thought I was coming on the other side, but now I got another little tweak and dink. I think all these tweaks come at 53. They just keep adding up when you keep running. When I'm in the ring Monday through Thursday, you know that very well. And more than likely, I'm wrestling Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm 7 days a week, and I don't know if you're supposed to be 7 days a week in the ring at 53. I don't know, but I'm blessed because I love it. So I don't look at it as work. And again, I explained to you earlier, or you know this, but I'm explaining to people at home, if you're listening, that idle hands. I have to be physically exhausted so I don't get myself in trouble. Like I have demons, but they're not bad demons. Like I'm gonna go eat your liver with like some sauce or something like that. I'm not Hannibal Lecter. I'm not gonna go out on a killing spree, but I have demons, and idle hands are the devil's tools. So I just keep them busy until I'm physically exhausted because my mind won't shut down either. So and I don't want to drink to shut my mind down because then you got to drink to a stupor, which is no good because then the next day you just feel crappy because what you did, not just your body down. But I just got to keep myself physically exhausted so when I lay my head down at night, I close my eyes and I can wake up with a clear conscience the next day because I didn't take anything to go to sleep. I didn't go drink myself into oblivion or do something stupid. All I did was put a lot of hard work in the day before. Put all the best of my best. Everything I can do the day before and be the best person I can. Then I pass out in exhaustion. If I wake up tired the next morning, that's okay because I wake up happy knowing I didn't do something crappy and I gave all my best that day before. So that's how I get by day, and minute by minute, hour by hour, breath by breath, moment by moment, whatever. However you want to look at it, that's how I get by. So, factions. You asked about what I thought was the best faction. I'm going to say Freebirds. Freebirds, Knave. Yeah, I'm a Freebird.
Okay.
That's the Brood was. I've said it many times here before. Was a hybrid of the Freebirds. The Freebirds were badass dudes. Came out. They were first to come out. First come out. The music was cool. They were like the king of the trios. Anybody could defend the belts if they were tag champs or defend the Freebirds anytime in a tag team match. It could be Terry Gordy and Michael Hayes. Or it could be Buddy Roberts and Terry Gordy, or Terry Gordy and Buddy Roberts, vice versa, whatever. So, Freebirds definitely my favorite faction.
Okay.